Many believe that to capture a person's lasting affection, one must become indispensable, constantly present, and perfectly aligned with their every desire. The common narrative, whispered among friends and amplified by countless self-help guides, suggests that the path to being chosen lies in an endless pursuit of external validation, in meticulously tailoring oneself to fit another's preferences, or in a subtle, yet persistent campaign of availability. We are often led to believe that in a world brimming with choices, one must tirelessly strive to be the best option, the most convenient, the most agreeable, or the most overtly captivating. This perspective often culminates in an exhausting dance of performance and anxious anticipation, where the individual's true essence becomes secondary to the perceived needs and desires of the other. It is a quest that frequently leads to self-abandonment, a quiet erosion of personal boundaries, and an unfulfilling cycle of seeking approval rather than genuine connection. Yet what if this widely accepted premise, this ingrained societal conditioning, is fundamentally flawed? What if the very act of chasing, of striving to be chosen through outward efforts, inadvertently pushes away the genuine, profound connection we so deeply crave? Is it possible that the relentless pursuit of being someone else's ideal inadvertently diminishes our own intrinsic allure, transforming us from unique individuals into echoes of what we imagine others wish to see? We are often advised to adapt, to compromise, to soften our edges, all in the name of securing a coveted position in someone else's life. But does this not ultimately lead to a less authentic version of ourselves, one that, while perhaps superficially appealing, lacks the compelling depth that truly resonates? Consider the subtle yet pervasive anxiety that accompanies this approach, the constant monitoring of signals, the overthinking of every interaction, the quiet fear of not being enough. This state of perpetual external focus keeps individuals tethered to the whims of others, rather than rooting them in their own stable ground. It fosters a dependency on external validation, where one's sense of worth becomes inextricably linked to another's perception. The emotional energy expended in this outward direction is immense, often leaving little left for self-nurturing or genuine introspection. The underlying assumption is that scarcity dictates value, that one must compete fiercely for limited emotional resources, perpetuating a cycle of insecurity rather than fostering authentic self-possession. What if the secret to being undeniably chosen, to standing out amidst 1,000 alternatives, lies not in what one does for another, but in what one becomes for oneself? Could it be that the most potent form of attraction, the kind that transcends superficial appeal and touches the very core of another, is cultivated not through external display, but through an internal process of profound self-realization? This radical shift in perspective invites us to question the conventional wisdom that permeates dating and relationship advice, challenging us to look inward rather than outward for the answers. It suggests that the true magnetic force emanates from a place of self-containment, a quiet power born from an unwavering commitment to one's own truth. This exploration will delve into a paradoxical truth. The key to being chosen, to truly resonating with another's soul, is found not in seeking external approval or conforming to perceived expectations, but in an audacious act of self-reclamation. It is about understanding that genuine attraction is not engineered through superficial tactics, but emanates naturally from a fully realized self. We will uncover how this singular, profound internal shift can render external options irrelevant, drawing to you the kind of profound recognition that conventional methods simply cannot achieve. This is not a strategy of manipulation, but an invitation to profound personal transformation, one that inherently reshapes your energetic footprint in the world. The core concept, truly transformative in its simplicity, posits that the most profound and irresistible allure emanates not from a frantic pursuit of external desirability, but from the cultivation of an unwavering internal presence. Imagine the human spirit not as a malleable clay to be shaped by external desires, but as an ancient, sacred temple, intricate and resonant. This temple is filled with its own unique history, its own distinct architecture, its own particular light. The conventional approach encourages us to redecorate this temple to suit a potential visitor's taste, perhaps even to knock down walls or add wings that aren't authentically ours. However, the deeper truth reveals that the most captivating temples are those that stand in their original, unyielding majesty, their grandeur speaking for itself, inviting reverence not through alteration, but through inherent, undiluted splendor. Carl Jung, with his profound insights into the human psyche, would argue that this magnetic force stems from the process of individuation. According to Jung, individuation is the lifelong psychological process of differentiating the self, of becoming a unique, integrated individual, encompassing all conscious and unconscious elements. He would assert that true wholeness, the kind that attracts genuine connection, is forged through a journey inward, an often arduous, yet ultimately liberating confrontation with one's own authentic nature, including its shadow aspects. This isn't about becoming perfect in the eyes of others, but about integrating one's multifaceted self, acknowledging both the luminous and the latent parts of one's being. Jung spoke of the self as the totality of the psyche, the guiding center of personality, and the archetype of wholeness. He would suggest that when one embarks on the path of individuation, when one begins to actively engage with the rich tapestry of their inner world, they begin to radiate a quiet yet powerful light. This inner luminosity, born from self-acceptance and integration, acts as a beacon, drawing to it those who are capable of recognizing and appreciating such depth. It's not a light that demands attention, but one that subtly illuminates its surroundings, inviting others to bask in its warmth, if they so choose. It is the light of authenticity, a unique vibrational frequency that resonates deeply and unequivocally. The profound paradox lies in understanding that this compelling presence is not born from an absence of desire for another, but from an overwhelming presence within oneself. It is not about playing games of scarcity or feigned disinterest. Rather, it's about being so utterly complete in one's own being that the need for external validation dissolves. When one becomes their own sanctuary, their own source of fulfillment, they cease to emanate the desperate energy of seeking, replacing it with the calm, inviting energy of being. This shift is palpable, like the difference between a restless, seeking wind and the quiet, solid earth. One constantly searches, the other simply exists, offering a foundation. Consider the sensation of encountering someone who is truly, deeply rooted in themselves. There is an unmistakable gravitas, a settled calmness that needs no external amplification. It is the feeling of entering a well-tended garden, where every element flourishes independently, yet contributes to a harmonious whole. This isn't about arrogance or aloofness. It's about a quiet self-assurance that emanates from knowing and accepting oneself fully. It's the subtle yet profound shift from attempting to be seen to simply being undeniable. This internal cultivation, this profound self-presence, becomes the very essence of your allure, a silent invitation to profound connection. Embracing this path of profound self-realization, while ultimately liberating, is often fraught with considerable challenges and deep-seated discomforts, particularly in a world conditioned to value external achievement and validation. The initial stages can feel akin to shedding an old skin, a process that is inherently vulnerable and often misunderstood by those who haven't embarked on a similar journey. There's the unsettling sensation of no longer fitting into familiar social constructs, of perhaps appearing less eager or less available than societal norms dictate. This can lead to moments of profound loneliness, a sense of being out of sync with the prevailing currents, and even a quiet fear of being overlooked or left behind in the pursuit of conventional connection. The anguish that accompanies this internal shift is very real, often manifesting as periods of intense doubt and self-questioning. You may find yourself wrestling with the deeply ingrained narratives that whisper you are not enough, unless you are actively pursuing, actively conforming, actively striving for external approval. This internal struggle is precisely what Carl Jung referred to as the encounter with the shadow, the painful yet necessary confrontation with those parts of ourselves we have suppressed, denied, or deemed unacceptable. It is in facing these uncomfortable truths, these inherent insecurities, that the true work of integration begins, a process that is rarely linear or free from emotional turmoil. Furthermore, society often struggles to comprehend or appreciate this deep internal work. When you cease to chase, when you embody self-sufficiency, some may interpret it as disinterest, arrogance, or a lack of engagement. This misinterpretation can lead to feelings of alienation, of being misunderstood by even those closest to you. There's a subtle pressure to revert to old patterns, to seek the immediate gratification of external validation, simply to alleviate the discomfort of being truly seen, unvarnished, and unapologetically authentic. This social friction highlights the profound chasm between genuine self-worth and the superficial metrics often used to measure desirability. However, it is precisely within these moments of profound discomfort, this perceived loneliness, that the deepest transformation takes place. This is an essential phase of the individuation process, a necessary crucible in which true self-reliance is forged. It is here, in the quiet solitude of self-exploration, that one begins to discern the difference between genuine connection and superficial attachment. The internal compass recalibrates, shifting its reliance from external signals to the undeniable truth of one's own inner knowing. The discomfort is not a sign of failure, but rather a vital indication that profound psychological growth is actively occurring beneath the surface. Therefore, if you are experiencing this unease, this sensation of being an outsider looking in, know that you are not alone. You are, in fact, on the precipice of a profound awakening. This feeling of disconnect from the external world is a powerful indicator that you are disentangling yourself from its limiting definitions and embarking on a journey towards your own unique spiritual and psychological sovereignty. These moments of angst are not obstacles to your true self, but rather integral stepping stones, guiding you towards a deeper, more resonant understanding of your own inherent value. Embrace these challenging phases, for they are the very forge in which your true, unshakable power is being shaped. From the crucible of these challenges emerges a profound and breathtaking transformation, an internal alchemy that shifts the very essence of your being. As the layers of external expectation and self-abandonment are shed, what remains is an empowered individual, radiating a quiet strength born not from defiance, but from profound self-acceptance. The anguish and doubt transmute into an unshakable inner knowing, a deep confidence that requires no external affirmation. This is the moment when the individual fully steps into their own sovereignty, becoming an undeniable force of nature, no longer seeking completion from another, but standing whole and self-contained. The constant craving for external validation dissipates, replaced by a deep sense of inherent worth. The true magic of this metamorphosis is that it culminates in a state of absolute self-sufficiency. This isn't about becoming isolated or detached. It's about understanding that your wellspring of joy, purpose, and fulfillment resides entirely within. When you become your own primary source of emotional nourishment, the desperate need for external approval vanishes, rendering you impervious to the whims and opinions of others. You are no longer performing for an audience, but living authentically for yourself. This liberation from external dependency allows for a deeper, more genuine engagement with the world, as interactions become opportunities for connection rather than arenas for validation. This profound self-possession bestows an undeniable power, a magnetic allure that transcends superficial attractiveness. When one truly embodies their authentic self, unapologetically and with unwavering conviction, they become a beacon of truth. This authenticity is inherently dangerous to those who operate from a place of superficiality or manipulation, because it cannot be swayed, controlled, or easily dismissed. As Jung might suggest, this is the individual who has truly integrated their shadow, embraced their totality, and emerged as a fully actualized being. This person, in their wholeness, becomes a force that compels respect, not through demand, but through inherent presence. The individual who achieves this level of self-mastery is not merely attractive. They are, in a deeper sense, irresistible. Not because they are perfect, but because their wholeness is a rare and precious commodity in a fragmented world. They embody a silent invitation to profound connection, one that is built on mutual respect and genuine recognition, rather than superficial needs or fleeting desires. This transformation transcends the realm of romantic attraction, influencing every aspect of one's life, from professional interactions to personal relationships. Their very presence becomes a testament to what is possible when one dares to claim their true self. Indeed, when one becomes truly integrated and self-possessed, she becomes whole and therefore dangerous. Dangerous not in a destructive sense, but dangerous to the superficial narratives, dangerous to the illusion of scarcity, and dangerous to any attempt at control or manipulation. This danger lies in her unwavering authenticity, her refusal to be anything less than her true self, and her inherent power to choose freely, from a place of profound inner abundance. This is the ultimate empowerment, the kind that naturally draws genuine admiration and respect, not because it is sought, but because it simply is. Have you ever truly considered the profound power that lies dormant within your own self-containment, waiting to be awakened? What would it feel like to release the constant striving, the endless pursuit of external validation, and simply be? Imagine the liberation of knowing your worth is immutable, entirely independent of anyone else's perception or approval. This is not a passive surrender, but an active, courageous reclamation of your most authentic self, a journey inward that paradoxically expands your capacity for genuine, profound connection with the world around you. Are you ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery, to unearth the undeniable magnetic force that resides at your very core? This isn't about adopting new strategies or manipulative tactics. It's about shedding the old ones, those that have kept you tethered to external expectations, and stepping into the expansive truth of who you truly are. What aspects of your own being have you inadvertently suppressed in the pursuit of being chosen, and are you now prepared to reclaim them? The profound shift begins with a single, courageous step inward, a commitment to honoring your unique essence. If this message has resonated with you, if it has stirred something deep within your spirit, then we invite you to share this video with those who might also be grappling with similar questions. Let us collectively challenge the conventional narratives and illuminate a path towards deeper, more authentic connection. Your insights and experiences are invaluable. Please leave a comment below and share your thoughts on what true self-possession means to you. How has this concept shifted your perspective on relationships and self-worth? Your voice contributes to a vital conversation. And if you are ready to continue this journey of introspection and empowerment, to explore the psychological depths that unlock your fullest potential, then be sure to subscribe to our channel. We are committed to fostering a community where authenticity is celebrated, and where individuals are empowered to forge lives rooted in genuine self-worth, rather than external validation. Join us as we continue to unpack the profound truths that guide us toward a more meaningful existence, one built on a foundation of internal strength and clarity. Remember, you are not alone in this awakening. You are, in fact, part of a growing movement of individuals who are choosing to reclaim their intrinsic power. This isn't a solitary struggle, but a collective journey towards deeper self-awareness and genuine connection. You are not just understanding a new concept, you are awakening to a profound truth that has always resided within you. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep embracing the magnificent, undeniable truth of who you are.